What are some of the worst divorce stories you have gone through or heard about? I married my childhood sweetheart. We dated for about 5 years through college, and were married for about 5 years after. Had a kid early in the marriage. I finished school and started working full-time to support my family, and had to work a ton of hours during the first year or two. The week COVID hit, I found out she had been cheating on me as a prostitute for about 10 months, and found out she cheated with several women before that. I should have left then, but I didn't because of the pandemic and worrying about my toddler. The divorce is far from over, but I'm working more than full-time while she gets the house, child support, alimony, etc. Now she's trying to take the kid. I'm not saying don't get married, but think very, very carefully before you do. I never thought I'd be in that position in a million years, but clearly her moral compass is very different from mine and she was good at hiding it. I may win the divorce in the end, but it's a lot of blood, sweat and tears before I get there. I'm 1000x happier single, and all it takes to fall in that trap is say, I do. Much harder to get out of it. I'm 47, no children. Met my ex-husband when we were 12, he was in my 7th grade history class. Got together with him my senior year of high school. Came out to my ex-husband as bisexual when I was 19 years old, and got married to him at age 20. Was with him for 30 years, and married 26 of those years. He held my sexuality against me, and held it over my head for about 24 of those years we were married. He used it to control me. I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I hadn't realized it. He used the information to shame me and control my decisions, actions. 30 years of abusive behavior, and 24 years of gay shaming to control me. It was too much for me. Last year I announced divorce, and then all hell broke loose. He destroyed our house, and nearly all of our belongings, including my car. I had to escape with a pillowcase full of clothing and my medications, and I went on the run for 4 months. I bounced from a motel, to a friend's house, and then to a DV shelter. I was only able to rescue a couple of small boxes of belongings from the shared house with the protection of cops. I moved into my own apartment 9 months ago, and had to start over from scratch. Divorce was finalized 3 months ago. I'm doing better without him, but recovering from this is a rough road. I had to buy all new clothing, furniture, kitchen equipment, and household supplies. Very expensive. What would I have done differently? I would have left him decades before I did. I'm grateful for every moment without him. My process is different from yours. But, I had to do a lot of financial planning and strategic banking. I think that's what surprised me the most about the divorce process for me. A young man about 30 years of age was dealing through cases of domestic violence filed by his wife. We were defending him and believed him when he said that he hadn't done anything wrong. I spoke with him a lot and knew that it was his parents who were subjecting the woman to a lot of torture, and he was trying his best to balance the situation, while trying to maintain a relationship with both his parents and save his marriage. This man finally decided to leave the city and got a job in another one. He figured if he moved out to another city with this wife, it would ease the situation. We all encouraged him as we knew that there was a chance the two would reconcile. Unfortunately, when he was gone to set up the house in the other city before moving her, she got into a fight with his parents and drank rat poison. They of course took her to the hospital where she stabilized for a few days but then unfortunately died. From a divorce case, it turned into abetment to commit suicide, and both our client as well as his entire family now face prison sentence. The sad part of this whole situation is, his parents did torture that poor woman. I cannot help but feel bad for my client as he genuinely was trying to save his marriage. This one is the worst case that I have seen, not as lawyer, but as someone close to the family that went through it. The woman was arrested for a financial scam and the husband could have very well paid off the creditors, but refused to. She spent years in jail, and I saw her children from the age of 18 to about 25, visit her in jail. Every time they came to visit, they stayed with us as we were close to where she was incarcerated. Growing up, I saw so much of their pain of seeing their mother in jail and a father who was distant and uncaring. In the meanwhile, he had a mistress and he filed for divorce. I am nobody to judge their marriage, but I was truly sorry for the children who suffered so much. The father could have most certainly handled it better. The children today do nothing but fight over his property and possible future inheritance after his death. While he is still alive,